my blood results show that I've lost so much blood. Nkara was involved in a car accident. But that doesn't make any sense, because if I was involved in a car accident and I did lose that much blood, obviously I was going to be transfused to hospital. So my mom and I did not have an explain. The person that I was trying to be strong for was my mom. Because I kind of felt guilty. Or okay, she experienced cancer through her sister, and now she has to experience it through her daughter. And I know it is difficult for her. So I never told her to what extent I'm hurting. Now it was like nail is pee. There was a point in time where I was praying and I was like to God, just take me. Like I prayed for death, but death wasn't coming. And then slowly I fell into depression. I started self-harming. Because I was like, okay, self-harm is better because now I can feel physical pain. Because yes, I was feeling physical pain from the treatment, but also it came from, like, I was also feeling a lot of emotional pain that I can't share with anyone in the house, that I cannot share with my friends. Oh yeah,
just to get out of the situation.
Okay, it wasn't a funny thing, ne? But whenever my friends did something, I'm like, but then I have cancer. Like, what do you mean? I have it.
Come on.
Like, I used to use the C card, but also you only understand if you understand my humor.
Oh, why does I'm going to
Yes, as scared as they were, they knew I do that, just to make a joke. But if I ever bump into someone's car, I'm gonna use that. Like, oh, I'm stressed. Hey, I can even show you my medical record.
I have cancer.
Yeah.
Authentic Reflections with Lesetja Senosha.
Why did you leave TTFM the first time around?
I did not leave. So what happened was that last year, so I worked throughout December 2022. December 2022, I was working. It was fun. There was no one on campus. I was tired when I was working. I did not understand where the fatigue was coming from, but I just told myself, it's just here in fatigue. I mean, like, I was doing breakfast. I wake up every morning, like in Nafuru. I'm the first person to come here. And then January, I took a week off. Then I came back with so much energy, with a fresh cut. I was ready for work. I came, I did the show, went back home, and that's when my life took a 360 turn. I went back home, right? My dad left for work. They were busy with construction, so I'm with my sister. So the last thing that my sister remembers is me laughing because I was watching a series.
Yeah.
And then she passed out, and then she was woken up by me crying. Like, I was in so much pain, I was crying. I had a lump here, and it was so painful. I tried to call my dad. I can't get a hold of my dad. I call my mom. My mom go to so she can't come, like, now. I call my brother who's in blue. I'm like, dude, can you please find someone? And I'd say, because I'm in pain. My brother's like, okay, fine. Finally get a hold of my mom. My mom is like, okay, I'm on my way. Because the way I was crying, her colleagues were like, go home. But luckily, Mama next door, Mama Kaiso. That's how I call her. I'm supposed to be calling him Manishila, but get ready to meet Mama Kaiso. So Mama Kaiso arrived. As soon as Mama Kaiso arrived, my sister went outside and my sister explained. Mama Kaiso came and said, let me take you to the hospital. They took me to the nearest hospital, the Lehigh Medi Clinic. She was there with me until my mom arrived. For some reason, Lehigh that day the casualty was full. I kid you why. So I stayed for like 2 hours before they can take me in. So they took me in, gave me medication through drip, and then the pain went away. And I was like, now that the pain is gone, after this I'm gonna be discharged. But the thing is, hospital they take blood, right? Bantamadi and everything. So we do apologize for that. So when they took my blood for blood tests, results came in, and I remember the doctor coming and saying, "Who are you with?" And I'm like, "I'm with my mom." And she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna call her." I'm like, "How? I'm 23 years old. Why are you calling my mom?"
Yeah.
So my mom came, and then my blood results showed that I've lost so much blood. Nkara was involved in a car accident. But that doesn't make any sense, because if I was involved in a car accident and I did lose that much blood, obviously I was going to be transfused to hospital. So my mom and I did not have an explanation as to why did I lose so much blood. So they called our family physician and he was like, nah, admit her and get her transfused. So I was admitted just to be transfused, right?
Yeah.
Then the following day, my physician came and then he observed the lump. And he was like, okay, this was the second time the lump appeared because the first time I removed it, same hospital. And then I explained it to him, or listen, yes, I did. I came, I saw this doctor, we received it, but now it grew back. And the reason why I ended up here is because of pain. We did not even know it. And he was like, okay, no, it's fine. I'm going to take you to another doctor. I'm still going to call the doctor that did the operation, but I'm going to take you to another department, the ENT department. ENT, ears, nose, and throat department. The specialist came, I check her. And what she wanted to do was to take out the cells. But she was like, according to experience, this thing might be a bit dangerous. So she was like, no, we'll do an operation and I'll remove it. And then I'll do the test. I was like, okay, cool. So I was admitted on a Monday. On Friday, I went for my operation. They took it out and then came back. I was fine. And I was discharged Saturday because, I was fine. So the only thing I needed to do was to check out my wound and everything. So weekend passed, and on Wednesday, which was, I don't remember I think it was the 25th of Jan, I went back to the hospital. And when I went to that doctor who did the operation, they were not done with the test. And she said the reason why they were not done is because they wanted to be 100% sure if it's what they think it is, right? So she made me listen to a voice note that was sent by the pathologist. And the pathologist did explain, Hori, it's like, it seems like this thing has cancer, but they don't want to just do it, test the one. They're going to do another test to be 100% sure. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I called my mom. I'm like, I'm done at the hospital. You must come fetch me. Oh, my mom is so impatient. And then my mom was like, so what did the results say? I'm like, I'll talk to you when I get home. She's like, no, what did they say? I'm like, no, I'm going to talk to you when I get home. So there's a history of cancer in my family, right? So she said to me, is it cancer? And I kept quiet. And I was like, it might be, but we don't know because they're not done with the test, right? And then she was supposed to tell my dad. I was like, you'll tell Papa because I'm not gonna tell him. And on Thursday, my mom still hasn't said anything to him. And I asked her, did you tell him? And he's like, no, I don't know how to tell him. And I was like, no, it's fine. I will tell him. So I told my dad, okay, this is what the doctor is saying, but we're not 100% sure. And my dad was like, it's fine. And then on Friday, the 27th of January, that's when I received my results. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 1 spindle cell sarcoma. So they categorized it as head and neck cancer. I still don't know how to explain the type of cancer that I have. Like, I don't. But it's categorized according to that. So my doctor asked to see my parents because obviously, she needed to explain to them what was happening. And she knows, how it was not just difficult for me, but also difficult for them. Sure. So we went to the doctor with my parents. Obviously, it wasn't an easy thing for my mom because her sister, my aunt, passed away in 2019 because of lung cancer. In 2016, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and they removed her breast. But cancer gets old. It hit itself, and then in 2019, they found out that it moved to the lungs, and it was on stage 4. And unfortunately, she passed, right? So obviously, they explained to my mom broke down. And in that moment, you're like, okay, I have to be strong. I can't cry. Like, I can't cry. My dad, I don't know how my dad was feeling because I have 4 siblings, but now I have 3. The one that I come after passed away in 2017. So I also knew that, man, my dad might be thinking, he's about to lose a second child. So after that, I was transferred to an oncologist. So now I was no longer Casey Agola High. They moved me to, what's that hospital? Mulemed. They moved me to Mulemed. And then after that, I went to an oncologist. I went for a CT scan. And they found out, okay, where your cancer is located, we can only do radiation and not chemo because chemo will not be effective. So I was moved from Wilmot to Groenkloof. So Groenkloof, that's when I met a radiology oncologist. I moved from oncologist to a radiation oncologist, not radiology, radiation oncologist. She also did an MRI scan and said, okay, they're only going to focus on this part. And that's when I can say the beginning of treatment, that was the worst 30 days of my life.
Yeah.
Because cancer treatment is not nice.
Yeah.
It's not nice. I remember I enjoyed my birthday this year because I was surrounded by so much love. Even last year I was surrounded by so much love, but this year I was at my happiest.
Yeah.
Last year, my birthday, I was sick because of treatment. It was painful. Some of the side effects, my parents don't know because everything happened when they were sleeping. I did not want to bother them.
Yeah.
My parents don't understand the extent of the pain that I felt because, again, I was trying to be strong. And I'm sorry. So the person that I was trying to be strong for was my mom. Because I kind of felt guilty or okay. She experienced cancer through her sister.
Yes.
And now she has to experience it through her daughter. And I know it is difficult for her. So I never told her to what extent I'm hurting. Now it was like nail is pee.
Yeah.
Also because I know how much my brother's death affected my dad.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not gonna tell them then. I'm just gonna keep it to myself. I have siblings. And I'm the oldest in the house because my brother on a blue. I can't be vulnerable in front of them. My brother, like my cancer journey, the only person who did not feel it was my brother. My brother's only 9. He was enjoying going to the hospital in the morning when I was doing treatment because Nana coffee. Like he was so excited.
Yeah.
He was so excited. And there was a point in time where I was praying and I was like to God, just take me. Like I prayed for death, but death wasn't coming. And then slowly I fell into depression. I started self-harming. Because I was like, okay, self-harm is better because now I can feel physical pain. Because yes, I was feeling physical pain from the treatment, but also it came from, like I was also feeling a lot of emotional pain that I can't share with anyone in the house, that I cannot share with my friends. Because again, this thing was not only affecting me, but it was also affecting everyone around me, right? Fine, I was done with treatment, and then I think a month after I was done, I came back to the station. I remember Boss Lady was so happy. That was the very first time I hugged Boss Lady. Like she was so excited, and they moved me to drive. That's how I joined En route.
Oh.
Because already 012 Morning Waves had the presenter, right?
Yeah.
And then I needed to get my life back together. But then I was always categorized as that thing because again I had lost so much weight. Right? And then me having to like gather everything. It was so difficult that I fell into depression. Again, my parents did not understand as to what extent that thing was. Then I went to Kalinin Wellness Center. I spent 14 days there seeing a psychiatrist and a psychologist. And I realized with my genia cancer, my fear was death. And it wasn't me fearing death. It was me fearing how my death will affect my family. Because I knew if I pass away, my mom is not going to take that role. And my mom still needs to be a mother to my siblings. Because they're still young, they still need their mom. It's going to affect my dad because he's going to lose a second child. It's going to affect my oldest brother because now he has to deal with losing 2 siblings. My sister is a quiet person. She doesn't show any emotion. So I still do not know to this day how my journey affected her. But one thing I know is that my sister doesn't visit me when I'm at the hospital. She did say it's difficult for her to see me hospital than going to visit any other person. So my sister is able to go and see her friends, but with me, my sister's never seen me go to hospital because she did say that it's difficult for her. And then I was like, my little brother, man, I'm so close to my little brother. So imagine me, I'm home today, and then all of a sudden I'm gone. So with my cancer journey, I never thought about myself and how that thing affected me, but I was always thinking about the people around me. And then my depression also came from the fact that I did not deal with my grief. So remember I said in 2019 I lost my aunt to cancer, right? 2 weeks before my aunt passed away, my grandmother suddenly got sick. And for the first time, my grandmother, who was the strong matriarch of the family, couldn't do anything for herself. Now we're dealing with my aunt being in ICU. My grandmother is sick. She doesn't like which is for the very first time we've ever seen her that sick. Then my aunt passed away. She passed away on a Sunday. At the time. So when she passed away, no one said anything to me. No one did not know what to say to me. Because her and I were so close. I spent 14 hours not knowing that my aunt passed away. Because they were trying to figure out who was going to tell me and how are they going to tell me. But eventually they did. And as I was trying to process my aunt's passing, December 2019, my grandmother passed away. Now my fears are like becoming reality because my fears were always I don't want to lose my mom to death. I don't want to lose my grandmother to death. I don't want to lose my aunt to death because these are the women that kept me going. Now I've lost 2 women. I'm only left with 1. And also I have to be strong for this one because she lost her mom, she lost her sister. And Mama Ake last born, she's a baby. And they were babying her. And then January 2020, so it's November 2019, there was death in the family. December, death in the family. January, we lost my aunt's husband, whom I was also close with. Because when I was doing matric, so I did not deal with that. Also, I lost my brother in 2017. I did not know how to deal with that. So I was dealing with grief of these 4 people and not knowing who to talk to. I had a near-death experience. I still cannot talk to anyone at home because I felt like that was going to be selfish of me. How am I going to tell them that, I'm scared, whereas I know they are scared? I was thinking, it's going to be so selfish for me to sit my mom down and be like, this is how I'm feeling because I know the whole thing in Mutoria. It was when I started becoming better where my mom said the first few weeks were so difficult for her to sleep. She couldn't sleep because she would dream like pizza, and that only meant one thing. She wasn't focusing at work because that's what she feared. So I had to deal with grief at these 4 people. And then I think I was in denial also with my cancer. That's when I had to accept I have this thing. And I also had to accept it might even come back. Because I'm on remission now, done with treatment. I'm here to find out if the treatment worked. So I have to go for a scan. I still don't know if that thing had spread or it's a male. But also, I know chances are it might come back. Yeah. So that's how my life took a 360 turn. I did not leave TUTFM. I just had to take time off.
Some things now start to make sense, you know. I was asking myself the day you came back, it was the cleaning campaign.
Yes.
When you showed up her, the happiness and how Sister Boss jumped on you, I was like, okay, what's going on? The next thing Sister Boss gives you a shocker here, favoritism.
No, I was always here.
Now that you explained, bruh.
I was always here. And the thing is, Boss Lady found out about my cancer before my mom did. I was able to tell her first before my mom found out. Because when I received my results, I only told my dad. And that weekend, my mom was supposed to go on a church trip.
Yeah.
So we decided that we're not going to say anything. She's going to go and we're going to pretend as if everything is normal. And we're going to tell her when she comes back. So she came back. I also came back to work that Monday. And then I told Sister Boss what's happening. And then I only told my mom later on about my results because also my dad couldn't tell her.
I'm thinking about it like you at that moment where you're like, you know what, God, like do as you must, you can take me. But at the same time, you're thinking, no, if you take me,
exactly. I'm like, okay, I was ready for death. I was praying for death. But at the same time, I was like, my mom is not going to survive this. Like my mom is not going to survive. And I love my siblings so much. And if my mom does not survive, my siblings are going to suffer. My brother is going to, I just knew like life was just going to go because this is the second sibling. My brother Tsapang is the oldest. He had to deal with our brother's passing. He was old enough to understand. Now he was going to have to deal with mine. My dad, I know how my brother's passing affected him. I don't know how my brother's passing affected my mom, because my mom, but I could see from my dad, because also so my dad was the one most of the time taking care of him. So I know him passing away took a toll on my dad. So I knew okay, if I pass away, hey, these 5 people, okay, these 4 people are gonna suffer the most because this one is still young. Exactly, but I know that void is no longer there. It's gonna be there more because we are so close. Even though we fight, even though he terrorizes me every day, I just knew he was gonna feel it.
Wow. Gali?
Yeah.
Sure. That's an experience.
That is an experience. And I asked myself, God, I'm only 24. I was diagnosed at 23 because that was in January, and then I was like, how do you expect me to deal with all of this? On top of that, I had to be strong for my friends because they are scared. And they're very vocal about how scared they are. And I've always been the strong friend. And I'm like, I can't fail them now. I still need to be strong for these people.
And it's not that you're being strong, you're just looking strong.
Yeah.
The truth of it is that...
Yeah, I was looking strong. So even that thing, you're a strong person. And I always tell myself that I am not. The strongest people are the people who were around me during that time. My strength was coming from my mom. I did not, I the first week I did see how that thing affected my mom, but she also hid how she felt. So seeing her get manangara or sharp, that's where I got my strength. But trust me, the whole journey I wasn't strong. I cried myself to sleep every day. Every day.
Shadi. Lapar. Now you can put that sticker on. Survived cancer.
I'm only waiting for my MRI. Like I always say, when that day comes and I receive my results, I can't wait to say I'm a cancer survivor because I know I am.
You know, Roman Reigns is also a cancer survivor.
Yes.
Yeah. Bruh. There's a lot that have fallen to cancer. Like the likes of Nelson Mandela's
granddaughter, Mandela, yeah. That's also where I got my strength, because I would go through her page and I'm like, if she can do it, then I can. But there are those days where you're like, hey, I'm tired. Like, I'm just tired. Like, don't be.
Okay. You know, there was this other what would you do? I don't know. Check out TTFM. There's what would you do? There was this other what would you do, and you said something, and then I didn't know your situation and everything. You said, "Ore, on the what would you do?" You said, "Ore, I would tell the person that I bumped the car into, I'm stressed, I'm battling cancer."
Oh yeah,
just to get out of the situation.
Okay, it wasn't a funny thing, ne? But whenever my friends do something, I'm like, yeah, but then I have cancer. Like, what do you mean? I have it.
Come on.
Like, I used to use the C card, but also you'll only understand if you understand my humor.
Oh, why does I'm going to
Yes, as scared as they were, they knew I do that, just to make a joke. But hey, if I ever bump into someone's car, I'm gonna use that. Like, oh, I'm stressed. Hey, I can even show you my medical record.
I have cancer.
Yeah.
Now I understand what is happening. Gali Shadi. Maramina, I would like to believe you are here today because of your reason. So it means you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but also I need God to remove me from his list of strongest soldiers. I've proved myself. I just need to rest.
Yeah, now we need to put you in the office.
Yeah.
When we fight
CEO.
Yes.
Because wow.
Yeah, now we'll have other fighters on the ground. Now your term is done.
Yeah, no, my time is done. My time is done. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's get to more lighter things.